Our Champions League adventure starts in today's episode, and for our first match in Europe this season, we have ourselves a very familiar opponent. Hello and welcome back to Unemployed to Legends Club for episode 12 with Liverpool. My name is Craig, and coming up on today's episode we have two Champions League games. First ones of the season at home against Barcelona. They're back, hopefully for some more punishment. And away against Shaktar Donetsk, which is appropriate considering we sold one player to them and bought one player off of them. So we've been kind of linked with them since the summer. Now, since you were last with me, well, we've done a handful of Premier League games, all showing some excellent victories, getting the points on the board early. Very nervy wins, 1-0 against Chelsea and Everton and Leicester, two of those being last-minute winners. Anderson Luiz for us against Chelsea, and Becerra in the last match against Leicester. Well into injury time for both of those winners, but just generally getting those victories on the board gives us the confidence going into our first Champions League matches of the season. 6 games played, top of the league by 2 points. Solid stuff. Couldn't do much better, but except for that 1-1 draw against Manchester United, but we were at Old Trafford. What more were you expecting? But as for the Champions League games itself, of course, like I said, we face Barcelona and Shaktar Donetsk today. So that will be today's episode we're going to do. So I'll do the 3 in-between matches off camera. And then the next episode, which I'm hoping will be on Wednesday, I'll let you know in advance. It may be Friday. I will let you know in advance, but I'm hoping it will be on Wednesday. We're going to go right through to December, where we'll face Atletico Madrid and then Bayern Munich. It's a very big gap, but like I said in the last episode, Champions League is going to be the focus for us this season. And if we still need to show the Marseille match to guarantee top 8 in the league phase of the Champions League, then so be it. We'll show that, but my hope is that we can get into the round of 16 of the Champions League and just show that by the end of this week, if not very early next week. So that is the hope, and that is going to be very much needed, especially in terms of finances, because we're sitting in the red at the moment. I know, granted, we've had a year out of the Champions League, so obviously on Europa League money we obviously were paying stupid wages for less money, but that was the sacrifice we had to make in order to get back into the Champions League, and we did that and then some, obviously, as Premier League champions. But now the hope is that we can recoup a lot of that money with a nice big Champions League run this season. We did actually help out that overall balance and our transfer budget. Still got £32.3 million to spend, because we actually sold a couple of players on deadline day. Edson Rubio has gone on loan to Norwich. I think he joins another player there. Yeah, Juan Salino, one of our youngsters, on loan at Norwich for the season. And then Jolson Fernandez has left permanently. The man who arrived with me from Lens last summer, but then became a victim of a system change where we just don't use wingers anymore. So he spent last season out on loan at Nice, but now he has gone to Benfica for £30 million. And has absolutely hit the ground running. Ooh. Might have been a mistake to release him. Also to sell him. Never mind, we can't worry about that for the moment. He can go and enjoy himself in Portugal, his native land, although he is, remember, Bissau Guinean international as well. He's been doing very well for them, 21 caps, 9 goals. I wish him the best of luck. He is a very good player for me, and I will not hold the fact that he wants to play against him. Speaking of playing, this is going to be the 11 that we are going to send out against Barcelona. It's going to be Marcel Lotka starting in goal. It would have been Dennis Simon, but he picked up an injury for pulled knee ligaments. So he's out for 2 weeks, well, another 2 weeks. So touch and go whether we're going to see him in the second half of this episode. Adam Wharton is also out with an injury. He'll be back in a couple of days. So hopefully we'll see him in the second half of the episode as well. Saravia, Diaz, Becerra. Why is Diaz? No, hang on. No. Borja, get in there. Saravia, Borja, Becerra and Alexander-Arnold are the back 4. Stingel at the base in the midfield. A now fully capped German international. And he got a goal in his debut as well. Actually got a goal and assist. So happy. Earmarked him as a German international from the moment we bought him. Still can't believe we got him for 3.6 from a 3rd division side in Germany. Well, scouts across the world must be kicking themselves for that. Lavia and Ferrer ahead of Stingel in the midfield. Anderson Louise in attacking midfield. The European man of the hour, Charlie Voss, is up front along with Louis Carlos. CDK is just being rested for this match. He played literally 3 days ago. In fact, have Barcelona played any games since we last played them? Because they didn't play any friendlies, except that 7-2 loss to us over the summer. Wow. And then they lost 3-0 to us, and since then they've just blazed the trail past Cadiz, Eibar and Atletico Madrid. And lost to Sociedad. So that leaves them in 5th after 4 games. I mean, it's early days in the season for them, isn't it? But I'm going to assume that their players have a lot more match fitness than when they faced us last time, because that's ridiculous. La Liga was actually a loaded league. So I don't know why they weren't playing friendlies. Did their club just go on an extended summer holiday? Because that was ridiculous. Regardless, I hope we can still put a lot of goals past them. Enough for a victory at least. And I'm looking at Charlie Ross, the man who won the Europa League Golden Boot last season. I hope he can actually repeat his exploits in the Champions League this season. This is obviously his and a few players' first games in the Champions League. But of course, I think there's a lot of Champions League experience already in this club anyway. CDK, well, I was about to say CDK is one of them. Why is there 2 defenders going for 1 ball? And okay, Barcelona definitely have players with a lot more match fitness because they've just put 1 past us. Although there is a suspicion of offside. And the goal's been awarded. Of course it has. Oh, I would happily have taken that 3-0 victory in the Super Cup and swapped it for a result here, to be honest, because yes, the Super Cup's a trophy, I get it, but it's not an important trophy for us in the grand scheme of things. The Champions League is the one that we want. And yeah, Grojik is actually on side. The Champions League is the trophy that we want, and that is the one we care about the most. Oh, just off the bar. I think that was TA. Was that TAA? I don't know what he was doing up there in the first place. Of course, we are resting a couple of players as Ferrer has just picked up a knock. Groin injury. We can't leave him on. We're going to have to take him off because that's only just going to get worse. Samuel Ricky is going to come on. And Ferrer has no luck when he's on camera. He either gets injured or he gets sent off. It's stupid. Anderson Louise into the box. Just about keeps hold of the ball. Plays it to TAA. Saravia. Poor header. We had all those options in the box. And you aim for the man who was the furthest out of them all. Right, come on. Get the ball. Let's have it back, please. Thank you very much. Borja does very well to take that down. Ricky plays it into Carlos. Luis. Stingel plays it into Luis Carlos, and Carlos has stuck one in the back of the net. He is his 4th goal of the season. Regardless if he played this man as an advanced forward or a deep line forward, he's just going to be banging in goals. He can't help it. It's in his DNA. It's in his blood. And this man has the pace. My goodness, he left that defence for dead, actually. He just blasted his way past them. And Luis Carlos, first goal in Europe this season. If he becomes the one who scores the goals in Europe and Charlie Ross wants to score goals in the Premier League, absolutely fine. Don't mind which way round they do it, just as long as they do it. And speaking of Charlie Ross, actually, he's actually matched his Premier League total from last season. So he's already got 2 goals in the league, as well as those goals. Carlos goes close again there, but it is a corner. So he's already matched his total for the Premier League last season. He's got 2 goals in Europe already from the Super Cup. Header over by Saravia, but is nowhere near the goal as we're heading for half time. 3 minutes? Why do we need 3 minutes of injury time? I didn't think Ferrer's injury that was that serious. We took him off in good time. We've absolutely dominated Barcelona. What's going on here? They've got a 0.25 on the XG, yet it's 1-1. Interesting. I suppose that just shows how dangerous they're going to be. Of course, games against the likes of Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, Bayern Munich, who we will be showing in this league phase. Those are the sorts of games where it will show us, can we actually win the Champions League, because they're the big boys. I'm not throwing shade over the likes of Donetsk, of course, Shaktar Donetsk. Obviously, they're seasoned veterans in the Champions League anyway, even in real life. So they're going to be fairly tough, especially at their ground. Anderson Louise has the ball in the penalty area, but just plays it back out again. Saravia. Why are you trying to head that in, man? Just take it down. You had a bit of time. Goodness me. Play out wide. Thank you. TAA. Into Carlos. Plays in the middle. Anderson Luiz. That's his third goal of the season. The man loves playing as an attacking midfielder. Such a good cover for CDK if needed. And that will be the case when they rotate round. And he absolutely showed why I want to play him in that role. Spent the first half of last season, of course, playing as a striker. Didn't work. He's now a man reborn. And I think, did he get a new contract in the summer? No, it was Luis Carlos. Luis Carlos was the man I gave a new contract to. And speaking of contracts, I've got myself a new contract as well. The board gave me one. Was contracted until 2033. Obviously, it's currently September 2031. But I'm now contracted for another 5 years. I mean, I hope it doesn't take another 5 years to win the Champions League with Liverpool. I prefer to be done in maybe within the next couple of years. And really and truly, who was that? Luis Carlos should have squared that. Because Charlie Ross was waiting in the middle. That's what Charlie Ross does. He just waits in the middle for opportunities. He's an advanced forward, yet he's a poacher all at the same time. There's Barcelona trying to counter down the wings. Oh god, Saravia, I think you were a bit exposed there. As Barcelona trying to come in again here, and a header that just goes over. I am playing, I think, a standard line. May have to drop back to a low line. Preferably if we're still leading with about 10 minutes to go. As Ross is through here. Can Ross bag his first one? Oh, it's just over. I thought he'd gone in. Oh, that was so close. As TAA is knackered, so he's going to have to come off, as is Saravia. Manuel Silva, you should be on here. Yeah, you are. So you're going to go left back. Alexander Arnold is going to go off. You know what? Nahil Diaz. Now, he's played 1 or 2 games recently. Hang on. No, he's played 1 game. I apologise. Apparently, right back is his best position. How is he as a wing back on... Oh, he's not a dribbler, is he? You know what? I'm not going to risk him here. Paul Williams. We know what Paul Williams can do. Yeah, he's fine. He can cross. He can make an assist. He's absolutely fine. We're looking very tired across the midfield as well. So Lavia is going to go off, and Simon Juntak is going to go on. He can go into that central midfield role with Ricky going into a box-to-box. Very nice. Siman, as he will just affectionately be known, I apologise to those who have an interest in an Indonesian international playing for my club. But out of respect for his name, I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Oh, beautifully through, and Siman could have actually had a goal there. He's been very good at getting assists when he's been playing as a right back, which is what he's been doing for most of the season so far. He's been playing there in league games, and Gojik has... Oh no, it got deflected in. I can't blame Lotka for that. He got absolutely blindsided. Who blocked that? I think it was this guy originally. Is that Borja? Or Manuel Silva? Ah, nah, Silva just deflected it, and Lotka completely got blindsided by that. Ah, okay. Okay, right. We've got just over 10 minutes to go. Charlie Ross is knackered, and we've got Ronaldo on the bench. Not that one. Let's see if he can tear their defence apart. Anderson Luiz is tired, so... CDK... Actually, no. Stingo is tired. Katinic. Oh, we've used all 5 subs. Okay. My bad. I just can't count, apparently. We've used all 5 subs. Let's see if we can create a winner. It's an absolute battle here at Anfield right now for the opening game in the Champions League. Oh my god, they're all literally just fighting for that ball. My goodness. Becerra, Ricky. Oh, played over. Oh, no. I thought it was played into Ronaldo. No, it was not. Oh, hang on. I didn't even see what happened there. Hang on. I was focusing on trying to click Ronaldo, and next thing I know, Luis Carlos is sticking one in the back of the net. What happened here? Right, so the ball's played back to the keeper. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh. That keeper will be having nightmares. Oh boy. Right. We've got 2 minutes to go. Just rest. Just absolutely use all the game management. Wow. I was completely blindsided by that. I had no idea what was actually happening. And we have somehow escaped with a victory. I will absolutely take it. But we escaped with a victory. In fact, we deserved it. Look at that XG, 3.82. Barcelona got 2 goals off a 0.62. That's the quality of chances they had. In other words, not that much. Wow. Okay. Thank you, whoever that Barca keeper was. Thank you very much. We will take that. And now we will be back after the next after the next 3 games. And we'll be back for Shaktar Donetsk, who's hoping for another 3 points. Well, we've had a very interesting run since the Barcelona game. 3 matches. Unfortunately, we lost against Arsenal for our first league defeat of the season, 3-1 at the Emirates. We then scraped by West Ham, 2-2 in the League Cup. We won on penalties. After that many penalties, literally above my head. That's how many penalties it took. 20 penalties each team. I finished my entire dinner in the amount of time that this penalty shootout went on for. But we've somehow got through to the Carabao Cup 4th round. I don't really care about the competition. I'm sending the youngsters out in that. And then in the last match, the most recent one, we smashed, humiliated and abused poor Leeds United 8-1. Charlie Ross's first hat-trick in the Premier League in his career. He's now beaten last season's total of 2 goals in the league. Obviously, he got 20 goals overall in last season because Europa League, he just dominated. But he's got 7 goals and 3 assists in 8 matches so far this season. Absolutely fantastic start to the season for him, which is why he's going to be starting against Shaktar Donetsk. Whether he finishes the game or not, I don't know, because he might get tired, but we'll find out. So we've got Lotka in goal. Let me just do this quickly. Lotka is still in goal. Dennis Simon is on the bench. He's just coming back from injury. Simon Juntak, Saravia, Borja and Alexander Arnold are the defence. Stingel at the base in midfield. Lavia and Ricky ahead of him. Anderson Luiz is in attacking midfield with Ross and Tobar up front. Everybody else is on the bench apart from Ferrer, who got injured again. And I think he actually... Did he take a knock? He went off injured in the last match, didn't he, against Barcelona? Well, that was only for about 6 days. He came back. He's played 1 or 2 games since then. And he freaking got injured again. This time for about 2 or 3 weeks. No, 2 to 4 weeks, sorry. So he's going to be out till after the international break, which is not ideal. Luckily, we've got this match, then Sheffield United, and then we've got a couple of weeks off for internationals. And speaking of future games, I was going to come back next episode for Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich. I've kind of had a change of heart. I think what we'll do, we'll just go straight through until January, unless something interesting happens in the meantime. I'm talking about future plans here, and TAA is not following the script. Oh my gosh. Right, Diaz is going to have to go on. In fact, he can go to left back. Simon can go to wing back on the right hand side, because that's where he's been playing for most of the season anyway, and he's been performing quite well there, just as well. Hopefully Amaral will actually be back from injury. He has not featured at all this season. He's been injured since pre-season with a broken foot, but hopefully he'll be back after the international break that's coming up. Is that Enes Shally? No, he's a former player. Oh gosh, I must have sold him from Lens to... Wait, did I sell him from Lens to Shakhtar? I must have. I know that Alessandro, we sold him from us, as Ross just missed the golden opportunity there, but here's the corner. De Alessandro, who we sold in the summer, he's playing for Shakhtar. And we also bought our 3rd goalkeeper in Yuran. He is with us. We bought him from Shakhtar. Oh, I didn't realise I sold Enes Shally to Shaktar Donetsk. Oh, I wonder if he's having a nice time over there. I wonder if he even remembers me at this point. He probably does. He's probably wondering why I just didn't play him. He's now playing regular football, I assume, in Ukraine. Playing out from the back here. It's 23 minutes gone. I've not even kept an eye on the time. All I know is that we've missed a golden opportunity through Charlie Ross. I wonder if he's turning into one of those good Premier League strikers and not a good European striker. I take that back. I completely take that back. Ross heard me. He wasn't happy and just proved to me exactly what he is. A world-class striker in the making. He's only 21 years old. And the man has just bagged his 8th goal of the season. He is fueled on confidence. That hat-trick against Leeds United did him the absolute world of good. And here's hoping that purple patch continues for as long as possible, because I want to seal our place in the top 8 of this league phase of the Champions League. Get into the last 16. That way we get to the business end of the season. That's what I'm most interested in. That's why I'm hoping next episode we just plough all the way through until January. We've seen those last 2 games as Saravio is helping towards that goal of getting into the round of 16. That's his, I didn't even see his 3rd or 4th goal of the season. All of them have looked exactly like that. They're all headers. Magnificent stuff. Ever since we've gone to far post corners, he's been an absolute menace at them. 2-0 at half time. This is only our 2nd game of the league phase, of course. But all the points matter at this stage. We're coming close to an hour here, and I thought we just won a penalty there. I have noticed that Lavia is tired. He is going to have to come off. I think we've got Wharton back from injury, as well as I think we got Ricky's already on the pitch. Oh, he's just whistled the shot just wide, because yes, it's Ferrer who's injured. I now remember. So tell you what, an hour gone. Let's get him off. We're going to send him off for Adam Wharton. He's just coming back from an injury himself, so he can get some game time. And do you know what else? Sio Borja, he can go off for Becerra. I feel like Borja's been rested a lot this season. I don't know why. I just haven't started him as much. I've got nothing against him. I absolutely love him as a defender. It just feels like I'm trying to save him for probably the biggest games possible, or games where realistically we're going to need him in dire situations. Not even just dire situations, just big game situations. I don't even hate playing him or Becerra together, but for some reason they just don't anymore. Maybe I should be doing that again. It's not like we haven't got enough central defenders. We've obviously got Nahil Diaz, we've got Debola, who I probably should have played in this game, as Tabar has just taken the ball there off Shaktar as a poor pass. There is Ross. Oh, it's just wide. He deserves another goal. He has been in on the chances, and Stingel is tired now. So what we're going to do, a couple more substitutions. Oh no, we've only got 1 more stoppage. Right, so we're going to have to do all our substitutions here. Katinic is going to come on for Stingel. Shiman Yuntuk is going to come off for Paul Williams. And for my final trick, who are we going to look at? In fact, you know what? I don't want to wear Ross out, so Ronaldo is going to come. Oh, because TAA got injured. Right, okay. I still can't count when it comes to substitutions. It's embarrassing. And thankfully, a nice routine 2-0 victory. Yeah, that match is going to be much shorter than the Barcelona match, but let's be honest, that Barcelona match was just chaos all around. Nice work, everyone. 2-0 victory. That's exactly what we wanted for a midweek fixture in the Ukraine. Now let's get ourselves back home, ready for the next set of matches. I forgot West Ham are in Europe. Oh, TAA is out for 2 weeks. Pulled ankle ligaments. Alright, so he'll be back for after the international break. Absolutely fine. A nice £2.41 million in the bank. And the financial situation is still looking worse. It's not going to be until the later rounds of the Champions League that we're going to see some severe money coming in. Transfer budget has actually gone down. I think that's because I offered a new contract to Charlie Voss. That is why. Right, as mentioned earlier, next episode we're just going to bypass Atletico Madrid, hopefully. Unless anything else happens, we will be back in January. Bayern Munich and Marseille for the final 2 Champions League phase matches. And then we'll get into the business end of the season, where we'll hopefully be challenging for the Champions League trophy. If you have enjoyed this episode, make sure you hit the like button down below and smash the big red subscribe button so you don't miss the continuation of our hunt for the Champions League trophy. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for your support on the series so far. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode.